Yo, so this is devotions on Palmcast. In the confraternity of St. Joseph's Workshop, this monthly meeting that we do to try to imitate and live in the Holy Family and to preach the Holy Family in our own family life. There's certain devotions that I really like to encourage everybody to use, whether you're part of the confraternity of St. Joseph's Workshop or not. These are just good Catholic devotions or sacramentals. Sacramentals or devotions are things that will help you devote yourself more to God, or sacramental means like a little sign or an image that God uses to bring His grace into your life, and it helps you lift your mind and your heart up to God. So one of the big ones that I encourage everybody to use is this. You know what that is? St. Benedict Medal. And this is the back side. Comes in different sizes. Medium size, small size, really big size. So first, the St. Benedict Medal is obviously named after St. Benedict. St. Benedict is considered the founder of Western monasticism, and he was very holy and fought against the devil in myriad ways. First of all, spiritually in his heart, he was a very holy man, so he resisted the devil's temptations in his mind and in his heart. Also physically, you're going to see some pictures on this medal. Next to the man, you'll see a raven carrying away a loaf of bread and a snake coming out of a chalice. And that's because when St. Benedict was teaching other men how to live a holy life, some of them didn't like it too much. And so they tried to poison him a couple times. And when he blessed, his name means blessing, by the way, Benedict. When he blessed the bread and the wine, which had been poisoned, God sent a raven to take away the bread, and a snake came out of the chalice and broke the chalice. So in that way, God saved him from the evil plans of the devil to get him out of the way. And thank God that didn't happen, because St. Benedict has been a great blessing to the whole world. So what's great about these, not only are we asking St. Benedict to pray for us with a blessing, we're also asking in a special way for him to help us with an exorcism. So these medals are exorcised with a special exorcism prayer, and it's like carrying around an exorcism prayer with you all the time. So you don't just bless these or have a priest bless these in a regular way. There's a special St. Benedict exorcism blessing. So I encourage you to find that. Easy to find it online, the St. Benedict exorcism blessing. So before you use these, to really activate these in the grace of God, there's a special blessing. It used to be, if I remember correctly, only a Benedictine priest used to be able to do this, but now the church has opened it up to any priest can do this blessing. But a lot of them don't know about it. More and more do, but not everyone will. So you can't just walk up and say, hey, give me a St. Benedict Medal blessing. He might not know what you're talking about. And even myself, it's not always easy to remember off the top of your head. So you may want to have it printed out or let the priest know beforehand. So there's a special exorcism blessing said over the St. Benedict Medal. A couple ways to use it. You get it exercised and blessed, and you can wear one. I always wear one. I always keep one in my room, like a bigger one. And you can also put them around your house. So some people will, just as a sign, it's not like magic or anything, but just as a sign, a reminder of protection, and a real source of grace, is you might put one at like the four corners of your property, the four corners of your house, or something like that. Really powerful, very powerful. A lot of cities and towns are doing that, where Catholics will go around the perimeter of the town and place St. Benedict medals. That's great too, obviously within the limits of law and reason, but I think it's a great thing. Let's get as many St. Benedict medals exercised out there as we can. They work. I was talking to a man once, and he was probably a man who had done some of the worst things that I'd ever heard of or experienced from somebody, and I said, I think he needs a St. Benedict medal. So I was wearing one, I happened to take it off, and I went to go give it to him without telling him what it was. And he didn't know what it was. So I said, here, take this. And as I got closer, he got farther away and was like repulsed by it without knowing why. And as he got further away, he literally backed himself into a corner and said, I've never been afraid in my life, but for some reason right now, I'm very afraid. And he goes, I don't know why. And I was thinking to myself, I know why. Because this thing has exorcism on it, and you need some help, and the demons that are bothering you don't want you to have that. So that's just one example among many that I could give you of a St. Benedict medal really working. So I encourage you to always have a St. Benedict medal around. Probably wearing one is a good idea, one at least in your home, maybe some around your town or your workplace or whatever. Again, you have to follow the laws, be reasonable here, but spreading them around is a great idea. So those are the St. Benedict medal devotions. Let's spread it far and wide. And St. Benedict, pray for us.